Coming up on this program, we show you how to get connected. Find out how to choose an internet service provider. Discover the newest form of communication, electronic mail.
Ways down and ready to ride. One by one, billion by billion, and holding up half the sky. Raise your hand if you're ready and willing. If you know it's time. Time for a girl on time. Time for a girl on time. Time for a
Hello, everybody. I apologize. I had to get a coffee. Don't I look like I'm a barista? Barista baby. I hope everybody is good today. We have quite the amount of court to get into, folks, so I appreciate your patience today as I... Fuck, that's hot. God damn it. It's very hot at the bottom. That's what she said. Is it? I don't know. Anyways, I hope that everybody's well today. I'm wearing one of my date shirts. I would wear this on a date because it is flowy. Oh, and a little bit see-through. You know. Oh, hi from heavy traffic on I-55 in Chicago. Vince is coming to us live with an update. Vince, is it bad? Well, Vince, you're gonna like to hear this one. Well, maybe. I don't know. Last night was specifically for you with all the gay dudes. But, we are going to... Oh, Mike has an interview at BJ's. Has a BJ to do for an interview? Or what's BJ's? I don't know. Oh, it's give up all hope bad, ladies and gentlemen. That means turn around, go back in your house, and wait until later to get on that road. BJ's is like Costco. Costco is like crack. Here's a fun fact. Do you know why Costco makes so much money? Well, that's broad. That's overly broad, Paisley. One of the ways that Costco manages to get you to spend a lot of money and to feel good about it, because we all know while it's happening, you feel pretty damn good at Costco. The way they do that is the average grocery store carries maybe 30,000 items, 30,000 barcodes individually. Costco has about 3,000. So what they've done is they do the picking for you. There's only one kind of ketchup. There's only one barbecue sauce. There's only, one of everything. And they sort of do that work for you in terms of deciding what is worthy to be put in Costco. And that translates to a shopping experience where you may not they realize it, but you spend a lot more money, even though you've got a lot less choice. You'd think to yourself, well, fuck, if I'm at the grocery store that has 30,000 items, I'd be spending more money there. But in fact, you spend much more at Costco. And again, part of that is them taking that choice. They're not taking away from you necessarily. They're doing it for you. The other thing about Costco that I do like is they have a very, very, very broad return policy, but that return policy falls back on the companies that sell products there. So what that means is if you want to sell your product in Costco, you're going to have to be willing to take back returns from Costco if they happen to come in, because Costco does that for their customers. Anyways, Costco. I don't even have a Costco card, by the way. I don't. I did back when I was married. One of the perks of being married, I suppose. I guess I could get my own Costco card. Shh. I heard somewhere that you can get, like, your Costco card you can purchase anywhere in the world, and then it works anywhere in the world. Mexico is cheap for Costco cards, apparently. So if you're near the border, I don't know. That's not legal advice. Drunk Beaver is lurking. Good to know. Good to know. What are we doing? Let's go over what we're doing today so that somebody can keep me on track. We're first going to watch the non-title card fight. You know, the intro. Then we will get to what is on the title card: Grandma pissed off Mom and a new judge. That's right, a new judge. I have to tell you guys something, okay? When I see a judge that I've never seen before, I want to find them. It's sort of like this little personal thing for me. I like it. I don't know why. I'm obsessed with court. So when I see a judge that's name is cut off in another court channel's video of them, it becomes then my personal mission to find it. And so I spent an inordinate amount of time the other day going through a list that I have of every single court in Texas. So, needless to say, we may be getting a bunch more new judges lately because I think I added literally 40 or 50. And some of them are still even streaming. I know a lot of them are old, but some of them are new. Anyways, so before we get to that, we're going to judge Cranky. You know how it is. Hi, Sevo girl. Is it Sevo? Sevo? I love your purple shirt in there. It matches with my purple for September. Every month, by the way, I've decided this is how we're going to do it. This is how Paisley's going to keep her sanity. Sevo! Love it. Paisley's going to keep her sanity by every month we're going to develop a new color scheme and thumbnail, and we'll do it for the month, and then we'll figure out a new one. And that just relieves a lot of my brain to have to do that. I don't know why. It's not that hard to make a thumbnail. It's just a little extra, you know? But knowing like what the style's gonna be instead of picking a different style every day, helpful to me. And I just learned how to change the color of this, so we'll change that every month too. Anyways. Oh yeah. Jesus Christ almighty, Paisley. Get it going. Get her going. Oh my god. Untitled 8. That's what it was. Also, if you're a YouTuber, little tip. You actually, it does matter what your videos are called, so don't title them like I do, Untitled 8. Okay, that is not going to help you with YouTube Daddy and the algorithm. MB's just in time. I was stalling till you got here. Just for you. No, but seriously, the thumbnail and the title name of the file is actually important. So, just so you know. So, but this one is still called Untitled 8. So, without further ado, let's get going. Also, we're skipping through part of this because, first of all, mostly I don't like Stephanie's name. But secondly, here we go. Here, oh, before we start, Casey, Carrie, I love it. I love the sunflowers. I love seeing your smiling face every day. Thanks for being here, friend. Streamlabs. Watch what I'm going to do here. Watch what I'm going to do here. Watch this, Streamlabs. Watch. Watch. That's how we say thank you around here, Streamlabs. So you're late, as usual. Sorry. I just realized I don't have that up. I don't have that up. Woohoo! Woohoo! I don't like Judge Boyd's name. you so much. Oh my God. Fuck, I can't even do it properly. With further ado, actually, that's what I should say, Bill. Constantly. I should say that. With further ado, oh, Stephanie. Well, Judge Boyd and I can talk about why that is another day. She won't be interested to hear. But I'll tell her if she wants, because she's a judge. I forgot her first name was Stephanie. Here's the thing. Stephanie's a very common name. No offense to any Stephanies out there. But it's like Claire or Anna or Jessica. If your name is Claire, Anna, Jessica, Stephanie, it's okay. But my name is Paisley. So I automatically feel a sense of specialness. Hi, I have to look at, I saw your message. I have to look at it on Discord. Tons of fun carving. You're amazing. Thank you so much. I'm going to say thank you. We're going to do double thank yous all day long today. Double thank you. Yes, I'm a special kind of snowflake. That is right, Donald. You guys are so sweet, though. Okay, here we go. Oh, wait. I'll heart this, and then Streamlabs will eventually come around. Oh, actually, just doing that head motion reminds me. I think I sent that. Courtney, did I send you that video? I don't know if Courtney's here yet, but I sent Courtney this video. This girl, she's a YouTuber, and she does lyric sort of videos. Anyways, she did this really cool thing where she had written under her chin, and she doesn't have a fat chin like me. And then she, oh, there it is, yay! Anyways, so she did this whole thing where she like went like this, and you saw the words, and it was really cool. But the whole title of the video, yeah, Courtney, I did send it to her. So the whole title of her video was like, when you don't have a lot of money, but you make lyric videos or something like that. And I shit you not, when I looked at that and I saw YouTube Daddy, yeah, the YouTube Daddy responded to her video with a comment that said something like, no notes, absolute perfection. Something like that. My jaw dropped. I mean, I can only hope. I don't even think I can. I don't think I can dream that big. Can I dream that big? That YouTube Daddy would ever comment on one of my videos? I don't think so. I don't think so. Anyways, it was a very good video that she made. And she is very good at it, so I'll give her that. I'm just bumbling along here. Anyway, shut up, Paisley, let's go! Michael! Look, it's Michael! Thanks, Mike, for becoming a member. Ooh, I just had a heart attack. I just looked at this and I thought it was moving really fast and almost at the end, and I thought, you don't even have the whole video, Paisley. You suck. But I've got it.
Calling the matter, Michael Rodriguez versus Chelsea Rodriguez.
For the record, this matter is before the court on the plaintiff's motion to modify custody and or parenting time, as well as motion for order to show cause. This hearing is being conducted via Zoom. The present is the plaintiff father, Michael Rodriguez. In addition, attorney Stephen Rotenberg is present, representing defendant mother Chelsea Rodriguez. Ms. Rodriguez is present. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Judge.
The parties have conferred at length with Ms. Brower from the front of the court this morning, who has provided the court with the following recommendation: that both parties must submit proof to the front of the court and the court that the SMILE program and the High Conflict Solutions Workshop have been completed within 7 days. The children shall attend Monroe Public Schools as previously ordered. Mother shall ensure the children attend Monroe Public Schools no later than tomorrow, September 5, 2024. Mother shall not leave the children unattended for any period of time during her parenting time. And finally, the show cause be dismissed. That is the recommendation. Mr. Rodriguez, do you understand the recommendation this morning?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any objection to the court adopting the recommendation?
No, the only thing I ask is for like the drop off time is if she can come pick up her children when it's her time, because I've had my girlfriend go out there and she's failed to even show up to where it was for over an hour and then doesn't answer anyone's calls when it's time to pick up my children. This is the main reason why, because she keeps keeping them against me or just leaving them alone.
None of this was brought up. None of this was brought up in front
I just filed a complaint, Stephen. Yes, it was brought up.
It was not brought up. Not in
All
this
right, well,
motion.
it's in the courts. So the complaint I just filed shows all
That's
that.
not up for today. That's not relevant for today.
I had the
Mr.
police,
Mr.
I had the
Rodriguez.
police number and everything if you guys need it.
That
If there's an
motion is
issue
not
with
in play today.
exchanges, we'll address that this morning. I
That's
want
fine.
the
Yeah,
courts
that's what I'm
back
trying
the
to
court
address.
every
Okay.
week. So if there's an
Judge.
issue regarding exchanges and the time of exchanges, we'll address that this morning.
Okay, Judge,
Thank
couple
you.
things.
Just a minute. Hold on, Mr. Rosenberg. Hold on. Ms. Brower,
Crank level 1000. He's already pissed off.
I'm trying to go through this thick file here. Is there any time where the parties meet right now for exchanges or where they meet? Perhaps they should meet at the law enforcement agency at a certain time.
Your Honor, I believe that they meet, it's in a recent order. Give me just a moment.
It's at the Canton Police Station. At like
Okay,
6 o'clock.
Mr. Rodriguez, where do you propose that you meet for the exchanges? And I'll ask Mr. Rosenberg what he proposes.
Well, I'm just asking. She says she has off like an hour throughout the day here and there. So within her hour on my time, if it's possible, she could bring them to me during the day, and then my girlfriend watches them, like it's been previously stated, throughout the day until I get off of work. But
Judge
she
Canton,
just fails. She just fails.
Hold on,
to
Mr.
show
Rosenberg.
up.
Stop. Mr.
You just
Rosenberg,
cut
don't
me off.
interrupt, please. I'm not going to interrupt you. Please do not interrupt. Otherwise, I'm going to mute you. Please.
But yeah, so the last time I was supposed to pick up my children, it was probably about 2 weeks ago. My girlfriend went to pick them up at the Canton Police Station at around 6 o'clock, like we're supposed to. And Chelsea was just nowhere to be found. I texted, called, no answer. And probably till a couple of days ago, she finally answered me. I just haven't got a chance to even get a hold of my daughter. I don't know how my kids are doing. Yeah, I'm just confused on what's going on right now. But if she can meet me, if she can come this way for her children when it's time to pick up, I'll drop them off to her. That's fine when it's her time. But she can pick them up when it's her time. But I'm not.
And
I feel like
you
it's
can't
just
communicate with Ms. Rodriguez about these simple things?
no. I can't. Unfortunately,
all right.
she won't answer me.
Your Honor,
Right.
if I may,
Chelsea, sorry. I thought it was
Ms.
Chelsea.
Brower?
Sorry.
Referee Hamrich on August 14th recommended that the parties exercise all parenting time exchanges at the Flat Rock Police Department. That 21-day objection period ends this Friday. Neither party has filed an objection to that as of today.
All right, so I got to follow instruction.
I'm sorry, that was in August?
August 12th.
Recommended order?
August 14th. It's a
Okay, it's not-
recommendation at this point. I don't believe the court has it in its file.
Yes, not in the court's file. And that provided the parties meet at where the Flat Rock Police Department?
The Flat Rock, yes.
At what time? Does it have specific times?
It does not.
Okay.
The parties would follow the previous court order for parenting time. I believe that gives father alternating weekends, Thursday at 6 to Monday to school or 9 a.m.
Okay.
Your Honor, if I may, the front of the court also did an investigation and recommendation as far as parenting time. Neither party has motioned the court to adopt it, but the front of the court's recommendation is to give mother alternating weekends, Friday at 6 to Sunday at 6, and that the children remain in Monroe Public Schools.
And Judge,
Yes,
we would
Mr.
object,
Rosenberg?
we would object to part of that recommendation, and I'll explain why.
Well, if you got to
Ms.
file a written
Rod-
objection, Mr. Rosenberg. I mean, in front of the court, the referee recommend order, that will take effect if there's not a written objection filed within
Right.
within 21 days.
Right, we're mixing, okay, I think what we're doing is we're mixing recommendations and orders a little bit, that there's multiple ones out here. This morning, Ms. Brower recommended, or is about to recommend, that the children remain in the.
We need to talk about what she was drinking there. I want to know. Hold on, we're gonna watch
and orders,
it. There's
a little
gonna be
bit,
little
that there's
echo
multiple
here
ones
until
out
we
here.
get her drink.
This morning, Ms. Brower,
Okay, where is that from? I know that one of you knows. I want to talk about swig. Okay? Does anybody know what swig is? SWIG, possibly a second G. I think it's in Utah. Okay? But that's not the brand. I was reminded of swig by that cup. But, is swig? Anyways, the swig Utah phenomenon is incredible. Sean, you live in Utah. So it's a soda shop with extra sugar. But basically, and when he says soda shop, you don't mean, like ice cream necessarily. I think you just mean like fountain pop, right? Now, I have seen a number, because for some reason the Mormons influence me. Yes, there we go. So it is a Mormon thing. So weird. Oh my god. I don't know how my I completely retract everything I've ever said about Swig already. If they have great pretzels and they'd like to sponsor me, we can talk. No, they're allowed caffeine, just no coffee. I think it's specifically coffee, MB, because they're allowed pop. Anyways, there's a few, I've gone down the rabbit hole of LDS YouTuber conflation. But so I don't know if the people that I'm watching are official like LDS people or if they are adjacent. That's a nice way to put it. Adjacent. Anyways, that's for a different day, a different deep dive. We know how I feel about caffeine. This is my almost empty bottle of caffeine pills. Okay? I'm serious. There's very few left. There's a few. That's all we got. I'm pro caffeine. Pro caffeine. I just want to talk about Swig one day.
recommended, or is about to recommend, that the children remain in the Monroe Public Schools and the parenting time remain as follows. MCL 722.31 is the 100-mile rule, and that allows a parent to move within 100 miles without the court's permission. Ms. Rodriguez moved to Canton, which is about 40 minutes away by car from city center to city center from Monroe, to get a better job, which is in the best interest of the children. If she was to keep the children in Monroe Public Schools, that would force her to drive back and forth to Monroe 4 times or do 2 round trips a day during the school year. The kids would be in the car for at least an hour and a half a day more than they otherwise would be. They would not be able to participate in extracurriculars near where they live during the school week, and it would interfere with their ability to make friends with their new schoolmates in their new neighborhood. Now, Ms.
Correction, she already did, MB. If you note the day of this hearing, we'll talk about SWIG another day, Sean. I really value your input, though. I didn't know I had a viewer from Utah. Do you think that we have one from every single United State? Please leave a comment if you're watching this video and you have you're watching it from another place. Please tell me where. I love to hear about that in the chat too, but also in the comments. Let's think of our what do they call them? Replay crew. Our replay crew brethren. Oh my god, I didn't forget who you people were. I love you all. Ireland. Oh. I hope I got that right. What if I don't identify flags very well?
Rodriguez probably should have asked for the court's permission to change that order to change where the children are enrolled. But there's no real difference that I know of between Canton Public Schools and Monroe Public Schools. And I think it would be in the best interest of everybody, wear and tear on the car, reducing the amount of travel time, reducing the amount of driving, because these children, I think, might go to different schools. I'm not sure if they all go to the same one or not. But as a practical matter, it puts a huge burden on them to drive in this car going back and forth. Okay, she could move up there without the court's permission. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing all that different that I'm aware of, as I said, between Canton Public Schools and Monroe Public Schools. So I'd say that we adopt the order, except that she can enroll them in the Canton Public Schools, because Mr. Rodriguez doesn't have them during the school week. It's on information and belief he doesn't drive.
I have a car right here.
Oh shit! That's why he went outside! So he can show off his ride! Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. Christopher donated a membership and it got given out. Yes! Yes! Ooh! Every time that happens, I get so happy. Seriously, thank you, Chris. You are amazing. Seriously, amazing. Also, seriously, every time it gets given out, I'm like, whoo! YouTube daddy and me, same page today. Same page today. This lawyer approaching this wrong. I've talked about this before. And here's the weird thing, okay? The law is actually not the most important thing when you have a court case. What's most important is the judge in front of you's interpretation of that law and how they run their courtroom. That always trumps. And I think people forget this. I think this is where sov sits and everything really, really fail. And lawyers possibly like this who come into a courtroom, and I have to give it to lawyers, right? When you can bill every 6 minutes a lot of money, I can understand why you would do that. And you do work, and you would work, and you would bill, and you would work, and you would bill, and you would work, and you would bill. And so you don't spend a lot of time in court. I have the pleasure of not billing by the 6 minutes. I watch court a lot. I actually watch court, and a lot of us here watch court more than a lot of lawyers. And specifically in front of this judge, I've probably watched hundreds of hearings at this point. This is not the approach with Judge Bronlick. This is absolutely not the approach, and he is not the type of judge that will just silently take whatever you're giving him. He will be pissed off about this kind of thing. The judge will side with a lawyer against a pro se almost 98% of the time, because as a matter of law, there's reasons why. But you can't be telling your client or allowing her to do things that are outside of the scope ahead of time. You have to win by the law. And that's the hard part, I think, for some lawyers. I'm just, the vibe here is off. The second that judge reprimanded him for interrupting and said that he would mute him, that lawyer should have been like, we need to back this up. And this is it. So we know that this judge does not tolerate changes of school. It's offensive to his sensibilities. I personally changed schools a few times, and you know, it's hard at the beginning, but you get over it for the most part. But this judge, it's like there's some places that you can control. He controls that. And if you knew that, like MB, right? Like if you had a client in this court, that's the fucking last thing you would do. You would know to petition him in fucking March for a September change. How many times in the last few weeks have we heard, it's a week before school starts, we will not be changing anything? Okay? He is a slow change kind of guy. He needs a lot of notice. So you will notice in fucking March to change school next year, and that would be my approach. Ask in March to transition over the summer into a new school year, new school, etc. And I think that would work. I think.
Okay, well, maybe you do. Then I stand corrected. But as
Incorrect.
a practical matter, so up there.
I just went back 30 seconds. I want you to see his pro shot with the car in the background. We have to give Michael his moment.
Without the court's permission, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing all that different that I'm aware of, as I said, between Canton Public Schools and Monroe Public Schools. So I'd say that we adopt the order, except that she can enroll them in the Canton Public Schools, because Mr. Rodriguez doesn't have them during the school week. It's on information and belief he doesn't drive.
I have a car right here.
Okay, well, maybe you do. Then I stand corrected. But
Incorrect.
as a practical matter, Ms. Rodriguez has a better paying job than she had before, earns more than she ever did, has benefits for the kids that she never had. And all this would do is basically force her to have to ask the court's permission to do what she's allowed to do by right, because that previous order might have been a little bit more restrictive than it otherwise should have been. It possibly should have said something along the lines, the public schools where the parties live, or something like that, because there's nothing, I'm unaware of any inherent property other than geography that would differentiate Monroe Public Schools from the Canton Public Schools. So that would be the extent of my objection to the recommendation. Now, as for all the other, as Mr. Rodriguez, let me finish. Now, as for the other thing we have a bit of chaos here, in that I filed an appearance, and I did send it to Mr. Rodriguez, I believe, on the 12th. The appearance itself says that I request copies of everything filed in this case. I haven't received anything from Mr. Rodriguez. I haven't received his most recent objections. I got that from the friend of the court. I
Isn't it on the court?
I have not received anything, and I requested them, and he's wants to be his own attorney. I would like copies of those files. I haven't received them. The other thing too is it doesn't matter.
You could easily get that yourself.
Mr. Rodriguez, do not interrupt, please.
The other thing too that we have with this is he likes to file objection after objection after objection after objection.
Okay, but you can't really be mad at him for that. That's the game, bro. Are you mad that he's playing on your level? Sally Port, what is the explanation for Streamlabs? You get points for being here. You get points for talking. I might be able to give out extra points. Let me check on that in a moment here. And then you can gamble them. I actually found a roulette, you guys. We're going to be overhauling things in a little bit. And I found real table games. for us to play. I think there's roulette. There's a couple other ones that we can play, and you gamble a percentage of your points. Woo! Chris, never. Anyways, so what am I saying? I can't remember. Lisa, what did you miss? We're barely in the first case. We're 35 minutes into it. Barely in the first case, and Paisley is apparently fucking shit up. Seriously, now why is that doing that? Is my question. Because I need to click this. No, I had it clicked a minute ago. Why can't I click it? Click. It books up. What the fuck? Oh, you guys, I did something. God damn it. Oh. Hope all is well. Thank you. Look at my desktop. It's barely messy, and this is a new computer. Why is that doing that? What are we gonna do? Oh, maybe if we pull it out of full screen. There we go. Your guess is as good as mine as why that fucked up like that, but that will work.
Zillions of them, and then he mixes them all up and tries to fight them all at once. And it adds to the confusion, and it adds to the confusion of the case. So I don't really see anything other than a power play issue here, favoring Mr. Rodriguez having the children in the Monroe Public Schools if they're near if they're near Ms. Rodriguez. The other thing too with this is there's allegation that it's obviously these parties don't get along, but also Mr. Rodriguez has unclean hands. Both parties were ordered to participate in certain.
Chris, he said unclean hands. You're amazing. What the fuck? What is going on today? Oh my god, I can't handle any of it. Click this, baby. Just did, baby. Love it, baby. Beating Streamlabs. This is my new game. How many times? Pushing everything to its limit. I can see myself lagging. I don't know why. Whatever. Let's keep going. This doesn't keep going well, but thank you, Chris. You're amazing.
Programs. I don't know if my client has or hasn't, but we sure as heck don't know if Mr. Rodriguez has or hasn't either, because again, there's been no proof.
I
He
filed
hasn't
them.
given.
in the court.
I'm as the attorney of record, and I am entitled to all filings. And if you want to play lawyer, we're all supposed to play by the court rules. Those are the rules of the road, so we don't have chaos. And this has become one hand clapping. So if Mr. Rodriguez, I would ask that Mr. Rodriguez give me copies of everything that's been filed in this case. Number one. Number two, we would ask that the court entertain allowing Ms. Rodriguez to have the children in Canton Public Schools, because there's no good reason to have them driving back and forth an hour and a half every day. Plus I don't quite know what time her shift starts or how this interplays with any latchkey programs or anything like that. I believe Ford starts pretty early in the morning, and I don't know, if memory serves me right, I think it might be a 7 o'clock shift. I don't know how the heck that this would even be feasible. We don't want to endanger her job.
So who's watching the kids?
The kids.
Mr. Rodriguez, can you mute? We're going to mute you, Mr. Rodriguez. You keep interrupting.
And as for who's watching the kids, Mr. Rodriguez, during the school year, if they're in school, it doesn't really matter. They're being watched by school staff. That's what we're talking about right now. If we have other issues with latchkey or daycare or other things like that, we can deal with that at another time. But right now we have a serious issue here as to adding hundreds of miles of road travel to these children's lives every week. And that's not in their best interest.
Thank you, Mr. Rosenberg.
Thank you.
Mr. Rosenberg, without question, Miss Rodriguez, she can move to Canton. She can. But changing the schools on her own, that is not permissible without this court allowing that. She can't just unilaterally change the school district for the children. Mr. Rosenberg, have you received a copy of the recommendation of Catherine Scott dated August 26, 2024?
I'm unsure, Judge. I do not know. I don't have it in the file in front of me, but that does not necessarily mean I don't have it.
The referee Homrick on June
Referee
25th.
Homrick's, yes, I have that. Yes.
Her recommendation is at the issue of school district, and she denied the request to modify parenting time. I'm sorry, she recommended that mothers have parenting time week on, week off during the summers. That they both complete the high conflict solutions parenting workshop. That the issue of parenting time and choice of school district for 2024-25 school year be referred to the front court for investigation recommendation. Catherine Scott completed a investigation. She issued a report dated August 26, 2024. She indicates that she interviewed both the children, the 10 and 7-year-olds who were old enough to be interviewed. That defendant mother failed to cooperate in any way with the front of the court during this parent time investigation. She did not respond. She was mailed a questionnaire. She was asked to make phone interviews. She did not respond at all or cooperate with the front of the court regarding this investigation. So the recommendation of Catherine Scott is that the children attend Monroe Public Schools to provide continuity, consistency for the children. That's where the children have been, not unilaterally change them to Canton schools where they're not familiar with. And further, that mom's parenting time during the school year be alternating weekends, Friday at 6 until Sunday at 6.
Again, but Judge, again, if she's got them Friday at 6 till Sunday at 6, it makes no sense. Chelsea, shush. It makes no sense to force her to drive back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And there is no, and as for consistency with schools, Judge, as you know, every few years you wind up in a new school friends and school things are inconsistent. You're in with a new class or whatever. You know, my kids complain, oh, I'm in with my friends, I'm not in with my friends, etc. The fact is they'll make new friends. And as for the consistency from one year to the next, there's no, it really doesn't make a difference. The issue really is just during the school year, because parents pick up and move all the time. So I'm not entirely sure that extra verbiage about consistency, other than amplification, is really justified because they are enrolled in school.
Right.
And
Mr. Rosenberg, there's been no petition filed with this court to change school districts. The mother has just unilaterally decided she's going to do this on her own. There's been no petition filed with the court to change the school district of the child to make that an issue, and school has begun this week. So the court at this time is of the opinion that children need consistency, continuity, and that they will continue in their current schools, Monroe Public Schools. And Ms. Rodriguez shall return the children to school tomorrow morning, unless you want to bring them back to dad this evening. The court will adopt Ms. Brower's recommendation. And in addition, the court can adopt the recommendation of Catherine Scott. Obviously, Ms. Rodriguez did not cooperate in any form or fashion to respond or provide input from the court. So parenting time for the mom will be week on, week off during the summers. During the school year, beginning this weekend, mom will have alternating weekends, Fridays at 6 till Sunday at 6. The exchange will occur at the Flat Rock Police Department.
Judge, we would ask that Mr. Rodriguez's girlfriend not be allowed to pick up the children, that Mr. Rodriguez himself have to pick up the children.
All right, Mr. Rodriguez, do you have someone else? Obviously, if there's a
no, Mr. Rodriguez himself. Only.
All good. Don't even worry about it. I'll take care of it. I'll take care of it.
Mr. Rodriguez, do you have a driver's license?
Of course, I have a driver's license. Yes. Yeah, I can meet there. That's fine. No big deal.
So you'll pick up and drop off the children then on drop them off at 6 o'clock on Friday, and you pick them up on the Sunday at 6 o'clock.
Yep.
All right. So we'll put that in the
Friday. If we could do earlier,
do all the transportation.
If we could do earlier on Friday, Your Honor, because if I can't have my girlfriend meet, it's gonna have to be earlier on my time then.
Well, we're not concerned about your girlfriend. We're
On
just concerned
Friday,
about
I
you
could
and
do
the
Sunday
children,
all
Mr.
day.
Rodriguez.
No big.
6 o'clock
No,
on
that's
Friday.
fine, but she
6
doesn't
o'clock
want to
on
meet
Sunday.
my girlfriend, so I'm saying I can't do Friday at 6 o'clock. It has to be earlier, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
If
do you
that's
wanna
what
do,
she
5
wants,
o'clock?
unless she wants to meet my girlfriend.
Okay.
I go
Mr.
into work at
Rodriguez,
If you
3:30.
can't do it,
5
Mr.
o'clock?
Rodriguez, perhaps we can do
Hold
it
on,
Saturday
stop.
morning.
Okay, so
No
make
one's-
it 5. Can you do it 5 o'clock, Mr. Rodriguez?
Yes, sir.
All right. So the parenting time exchange will be at 5 o'clock on Friday, 5 o'clock on Sunday.
Perfect.
Shall
She can bring the
transport
kids
the children
whenever.
to that Flat Rock Police
Sure.
Department.
No
And so,
problem.
Ms. Rodriguez, you wanted to take the children to school in the morning, you're gonna take them back to, you take them to school in the morning, you can take them back to Mr. Rodriguez this evening. What makes the most sense?
Well, I
He-
work. She doesn't want to
Ms.
meet my girlfriend.
Rodriguez, Chelsea Rodriguez. Are you gonna
Oh,
take the
sorry, I
children
thought you said
back to
Mr.
Mr. Rodriguez? There are children in your possession this morning, is that correct?
Are they in mine? I'm sorry.
Yes. Where are the children
Yes.
this morning?
They're at school out here.
Okay,
Because
okay.
school
The
started.
court has ordered that they be returned to Monroe Public Schools. Do you want to take them to school in the morning?
Wonderful.
Do you want to take them back to Maria Rodriguez this evening?
Okay, Your Honor, okay. Respectfully, I need to speak about this because you're putting them in a school district. You think this is
Okay,
consistency?
the court
They-
will order Ms. Rodriguez that you meet the Fire Police Department at 6 o'clock tonight.
Judge.
Or
we
5
just
o'clock
froze.
tonight.
I have
I-
So
no
that's
I
not good
didn't
for Mr. Rodriguez. Exchange children at 5 o'clock tonight. And so that Mr. Rodriguez can give them to Monroe Public Schools in the morning.
No.
That
You're
would-
not letting me speak.
Judge,
The kids
Ms.
have been
Ms.
in the
Rodriguez,
school district
Ms.
for
Rodriguez, hold on.
years.
Ms. Rodriguez, the court's gonna
Until
order you.
last weekend.
I'm gonna mute Ms. Rodriguez for a minute. Ms. Rodriguez, if you're saying no to this court, you're not complying with this court order, then I'm gonna order you to appear this afternoon in this court with the children. You come down here this afternoon and we'll start contempt proceedings. If you're telling this court, you're gonna ignore this court's order, then you appear personally in this court this afternoon at 3 o'clock with the children. Do you understand that? Is that what you want to do? Okay, mute her. We're gonna mute her. Your response. Okay, your response, Ms. Rodriguez?
Respectfully, you're not allowing me to say
Ms.
what I
Rodriguez, this court is ordering that you appear with the children at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Ms. Rodriguez, you be here too, to pick up the
No,
children.
I'm
Be
not,
down here.
I'm not doing that. They're not.
Mr.
Judge,
Rohrberg, if
my-
you're not here at 3 o'clock this afternoon in this court, the court's gonna issue a bench warrant for arrest. That'll conclude this hearing. You can zoom out.
Judge, hang on, Judge. I
We
have
are
a question
done,
for
Mr.
you.
Rohrberg. If she doesn't appear at 3 o'clock, the children's afternoon, the court's gonna issue a bench warrant for arrest. She's ordered to appear at 3 o'clock this afternoon with the children.
No.
We're done. Zoom out.
Chelsea, you're showing up with the kids.
Like, what?
Mr. Rodriguez, be here at 3 o'clock to pick up the children. I'm sorry, Ms. Brower. So we'll, guess we can modify this. The kids shall attend Monroe Public Schools. A mother shall appear at 3 o'clock in this court to
Oh, look at YouTube Daddy. YouTube Daddy was like, Paisley, after listening to that shit show, we think that you should listen to some Juice World. Well, yikes. That was nuts. Oh, it was off the rails. Ah! What? What's going on here? Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. What happened? Because Julie, yeah. Thank you so much, Julie. Amazing. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you, Sally Port, for 5 memberships. Let me count. 1, 2. Colin got 1. 3, 4, 5. Woo! They all got given out. Oh my God. I love it. You guys are amazing. This is so fun. Guess what though? We got more. And this is a new judge. Also, did we get the contempt hearing? I don't think so, Cellular Yoga Pants. I didn't see it. I assume that she just, maybe I missed it. But a better YouTuber than me might have. Thank you guys so much. And Sallyport, seriously, thank you. Also, Julie, thank you too. Seriously, my brain did explode. I gotta heart that. Why can't I heart the gifts, YouTube Daddy? Also, Mike, I agree. In some ways, he is very difficult. But in other ways, he is so predictable. Uh-oh. This is how a Dateline story starts. Literally, this video. Maybe I'll be the one that has it. I'm sure somebody else has it. But imagine. Imagine if one day somebody's like showing... I mean, they'll cut me out. They'll cut me out. But they'll show that. And then... Oh, God forbid. Knock on wood. Sorry. Dark. That was a little too dark, Paisley. Why would you say that? Are you fucking crazy? Is Colin sick, by the way? I didn't see his live. I looked to try and redirect to him, but I didn't see it. Anyways, new judge. Here we go. Hi, Loud. I know that Creed was back today with slots because he knew. Obviously, he got a message that I started researching slots.
Okay. All right, Miss Amy Hudson, Miss Sherry Hudson, can you both hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm going to call for hearing then. Hockley County cause number 1-806-25487, styled in the interest of Abigail Lynn Murphy. I'm sorry. We are here today on the Attorney General's notice of, let's see, first amended notice of change status and motion for further orders, filed on June 5th of 2023 and docketed before the 286th District Court of Hockley County, Texas. And just a little history of the case. Back in January of 2024, both of you appeared, Miss Amy Hudson, Miss Sherry Hudson, you both negotiated and signed an order confirming child support arrears for Miss Sherry Hudson and stopping current support based on the agreement that the child had been with Miss Sherry Lynn Hudson since sometime in 2022. That order, again, was agreed to between you. You signed it. It was signed by the court and was entered on January 9th of 2024. It is in the court file. The court has taken judicial notice of that order. Let's see if I can get the dates correct. On August 15th, last month, this case was set for a hearing again, and Mr. Murphy did appear. He had previously had an attorney appointed and for service by publication. However, the attorney appointed located him. He did appear. He announced that he agreed, and everyone announced that they agreed as to a judgment, a small judgment entered against him and a payout amount. And that his current trial support and current cash medical support would be set at 0 due to the fact that his only income is supplemental security income, or SSI. And he was dismissed and discharged at the court, having recorded his agreement and everyone's agreement with regard to Mr. Murphy. It was then announced that an agreement had been reached between Ms. Amy Hudson and Ms. Sherry Hudson. When the court was inquiring as to the agreement, Ms. Sherry Hudson indicated that that she, hold on, let me make sure I got the names right. That she could not agree to the change of status because she indicated that it would not be in the best interest of the child. So we are here to hear that issue today. And so, Mr. Bunishek, it is still the Attorney General's office pleading. The Attorney General's office has pled in this case specifically that the court should modify the prior order concerning conservatorship because it is in the best interest of the child and because the circumstances of the child, a conservator or another party have materially or substantially changed, or Sherry Lynn Hudson, the conservator who has the exclusive right to determine the primary residence of the child, has voluntarily relinquished the primary care and possession of the child to another person for at least 6 months. All right, so that is the issue that we are here. That is the part of your pleading we're here to litigate today. I think everything else has been addressed. So that is the issue we're proceeding on today. Are you ready to proceed, Mr. Bunishek?
Ready, Your Honor.
Are you ready to proceed, Miss Amy Hudson?
Yes.
And are you ready to proceed, Miss Sherry Hudson?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Bunishek.
Oh shit! Hold
I
on.
call Amy Hudson.
Mr.
Miss
Bunishek. That's his spelling, Judge. Put your hand up. Put your hand up. Put your hand up. Put your hand up. I set up this like auto thing. Every time I hit the space bar, it unmutes. It used to be a good idea. It's not now because now I want to type more than talk. Shocker. Anyways, it did seem. Carol, stick with us. I promise you. It'll get good. Anyways, I was typing. Frozen Lemon Jack is my favorite, but then it does say Weed Me because that's a brand in Canada. That's also a Canadian excise stamp that gets ripped when you open the package. That's how you know this is legal. This shit be legal. Ugh. You know, times are hard when you're buying from a legal dispensary. Anyways, this was Hayes Quads Frozen Lemon Jack. 3 half-gram pre-rolls, but they were 30.2. You can't see it. It's 30.2%. It even got me a little fucked up. I love it when I get a little fucked up from weed. It's very rare these days.
Amy Hudson,
Yes.
please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you'll give in the cause before the court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Bunishek.
Thank you, Your Honor. And for the purposes of letting everyone know, when I speak to Ms. Hudson, I'm referring to Amy Hudson, since she is on the stand at this moment. Ms. Hudson, are you the mother of Abigail, the child who is the subject of this suit?
Yes, sir.
And where is Abigail living right now?
She lived with me and my husband here in Lubbock.
Okay. How long has Abigail been living with you?
Oh, for quite some time.
Can you narrow it down? When did she start living with you?
Oh my gosh. I'm going to say around between 2020, 2021.
Okay.
She lived with me full time.
So you're saying she's lived with you full time for at least 3 years now?
Yes, sir.
Now, there was a time in the past when she was not living with you. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And back then, who was she living with?
She was living with my mother because I had some problem with my ex-husband, and that's no longer a case anymore. And she lived with me. It's my husband, Jeffrey Hudson. We take care of her full time. She is in good standards in a full-time school, in a proper school, and she's being taken care of very well.
Okay. And who is the biological father of Abigail?
Scotty Murphy.
All right. Do you want to make all the decisions for Abigail going forward, you know, deciding where she goes to school, making medical decisions, things like that?
between me and my husband Jeff, we help her with that. Since he has stepped up to be the father role for her as she gets older.
And Scotty Murphy, has he had any participation in making decisions for Abigail?
No.
Okay. When's the last time he had any contact with Abigail?
He hasn't had contact with Abigail in a long time.
Okay. Now, it's your understanding, I believe, that Mr. Murphy is in a assisted living facility. Is that correct?
Yes, I understand that.
Do you believe he's in any kind of condition to be able to visit with Abigail, to come over and see her?
No.
Okay. And I understand there's a previous non-disclosure order for your information as well as for Ms. Sherry Hudson's information. Would you like that to continue, to keep your address and phone number and information like that out of the order?
Correct.
Okay, you do want that to continue?
Yes.
Okay. I'll pass the witness, Judge.
All right, Miss Sherry Hudson, if you had an attorney representing you, now would be the time for your attorney to ask Miss Amy Hudson questions on cross-examination. Do you have any questions for Miss Amy Hudson?
Well, I don't have an attorney with me, and it's just me.
Yes, ma'am. I understand. That's what I said.
Okay.
You don't have a lawyer,
Okay.
but if you
Right.
have a lawyer, now would be the time for your lawyer to ask questions. If you don't have a lawyer, you can ask questions yourself.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Is there a reason why that I am not allowed to see Abigail?
Okay, I don't. Okay, you can ask. I'll allow that question, Ms. Hudson.
Because we had problems in the past, and I don't want that interfering with my daughter. Sherry lived with me and my husband. We had to take her in because of medical issues, and she didn't do what she was supposed to do on her end, and we had no choice to evict her. I did not force my husband to do that. We discussed that together, me and him, and it just got into a bad situation.
Okay.
And I didn't want my daughter to see all that.
Okay, so there's hostility between you and Miss Sherry Hudson, and you don't want the child exposed to that. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, ma'am. I am. My husband are very clear about that.
All right. All right, Miss Sherry Hudson, ask your next question.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out how to exactly word it. May I make a statement instead of asking a question?
Not right now.
Okay.
You'll have a chance to do that in a moment, but right now it's just time to ask questions if you have any.
Okay. Is there anything wrong with Abigail giving me a phone call?
That's something we would have to discuss.
Does she even know that I'm still alive?
She knows. She wants to go on her way. She's growing up to learn that, there's certain things that she chooses. I don't brainwash her. I don't do nothing like that. She chooses what she wants to do, and we're raising her the way she needs to be raised. She's learned more responsibility. She's learned how to do things the right way. And Jeff and I have done things for her that she needs to do the right things in the proper way.
All right, next question.
Okay. Well, I've seen things in the past, so how does Jeff discipline her?
He doesn't hit her or anything. We don't do that. If she knows what she does is wrong, She doesn't get punished for it. She just, we sit her down and we talk to her and tell her that it's wrong. And we tell her, we help her to correct it.
So when
You
I
know,
lived
we
there,
we do not spank the child. If you think that's what's going on, we do not spank the child. We sit down with her. We discuss the problem. We discuss it. And we fix the problem in a proper way, in a calming way.
All right, next question.
when I lived there, he would spank her with a hanger. Does that mean he no longer does that?
Nope, he does not do that.
Interesting. Okay.
Oh, sorry. We don't condone that. I can just imagine the police report. If somebody hit my child with a hanger, oh my God, I would fucking poke his eyes out, allegedly, in my opinion. Oh, I'd wait till he fell asleep. Anyways, that's not cool, but she said that doesn't happen. I don't want that to be happening, but she's 4 years on asking this when she lived with him, you know, or lived with the grandma however many years ago. If it was so severe, she should have been on it earlier. That's the problem.
Next question.
That's all I got. That's all my questions for now.
All right. Ms. Hudson, would it be in the child's best interest to live, Miss Amy Hudson, continue to live with you? Hello, Ms. Hudson?
Which one?
Miss Amy Hudson.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Yes, because she likes living here with me and my husband. She calls Jeff her daddy. She sees me and him every day. Usually when he's a truck driver, he works. Whenever I take her to school every morning, we're on a schedule. We're up early. I get her to school. I get her dressed. She's fed. I make her lunch. I pick her up. She's doing school at Harmony here, and she is making straight A's. She has also got accepted 2 after-school clubs. She's also expecting to take a church camp here this next week. She's involved in church. She's also got her best friends here in Lubbock. I don't want to take that away from her because she is so happy whenever she sees me or her daddy here. She is happy. She's got 2 dogs here that absolutely love her. She loves her dogs here. I like her to live here because she's in a happy environment. I like when she's all smiles, so I get to see her after school. I get to appreciate her when she does her school grades, since she's an A honor student. We award her for that. She's done very well in school. She takes 1 speech class. She's done very well. I've gotten a lot of compliments from teachers say that she's done very well in school, and I like her to be here because I help her here with her classes if she needs it, with her math. She's a whiz. Me and her dad help her on certain things. She's done so much better. She's improved so much. She's learned to be responsible, and she's doing fantastic.
Okay. And how long, you mentioned there was a question about when Miss Sherry Hudson lived with you. When was that?
Oh my. She got sick, I think, in 2020 or 2021. She was put in the hospital.
Okay. And she stayed with you for how long?
She was with us for about maybe a year or two, and she was supposed to. She got her health got down.
Okay.
Her
When she,
diabetes were way out of control.
when she came
It
to
got
live,
so
when she came to live with you, the child was with her or had already moved in with you?
the child was living with me.
Okay. And then when she left, the child stayed with you.
Yes.
Okay. So the last time the child had stayed with Miss Sherry Hudson was sometime before 2020.
Yes.
Okay. And you've had her in your care and possession ever since.
Yes.
And she's in school here in Lubbock and doing well in school.
Yes, ma'am. And she's involved in 2 after-school clubs.
Okay. And she's 8, is that right? She's 8 years old?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. All right. Mr. Bunishek, do you have any more questions?
I think you've covered most everything I asked. I just want one more follow-up just so I can understand everything.
ahead.
Ms. Amy Hudson, you've said Ms. Sherry Hudson was living with you. Do you own the residence that you were living in when the 3 of you, that is yourself, Sherry Hudson, and Abigail, were all living together?
No, it was a rental place. My husband was renting the place.
Okay, so Ms. Sherry Hudson moved into the home that you and your husband were renting.
Correct. It was
Okay,
under his name. He was renting it, and then
and Ms. Sherry Hudson left when she got sick, which was sometime in 2020 or 2021?
when she was in the hospital, she had left her apartment and she had to move in with us because she was having some of her utilities shut off, and so
I
with her
believe the
health.
testimony, Mr. Bunishek, was she moved in with them when she was sick, so they could help take care of
Okay,
her. And then she
got
moved. She was evicted later. All right, Miss Sherry
Got it.
Hudson, do you have any more questions, Mr. Bunishek?
No
Uh,
questions, just my statement when I can.
Okay.
Okay, no further questions, Your Honor.
All right. Call your next witness.
I'll call Sherry Hudson.
Miss Sherry Hudson, if you would please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you'll give in the cause before the court today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right, Mr. Bunishek.
All right, Ms. Sherry Hudson, and now I'll be speaking to Ms. Sherry Hudson when I refer to Ms. Hudson.
Let's go ahead and use the full name because it's
Okay.
confusing. So anytime.
It does. All right, Ms. Sherry Hudson, you are the maternal grandmother of Abigail, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you were named as a managing conservator for Abigail in the past, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, and was that during the time that you were living with Amy Hudson and her husband?
No, sir. It was during the time it was just me and my grandson, and my daughter had split from her first husband, and so both Amy and Abigail were living with me, and
Okay.
then I can continue.
Yes, please continue.
Okay. Just a second. Let me close my back door. The dog's barking. Hold on. I'm so sorry about that. Okay. After she had split from her first husband, they were living with me and Jacob's Amy's son as well, and he's
Okay.
older. He's now 20. Amy was working at Walmart at that time, and she was in the process of making cakes, cookies, and pie for whatever. And I did not know it, but she started seeing dating whatever Jeff
Okay,
Hudson.
okay, hold
Okay.
on
Yeah,
just a
we're-
second. Let's let Mr. Benishek ask the questions, and then if he leaves anything out, you can add to it, but let's let him ask
Yeah.
questions.
Well, let me see
Okay.
if I can cut to the point. Well, Ms. Sherry Hudson, was Abigail ever living with you during a time when you were not also living with Amy Hudson?
Yes, sir. It was that she walked away from Abigail.
Okay, and when was
She
that and
abandoned-
for how long?
Okay, let me think. It was in, I believe it was at the end of 2017.
Okay. Now, from what we've just heard from Amy Hudson, it sounds like you haven't seen Abigail in a little while. Is that fair to say?
I haven't seen her since August of 22.
Okay. But you do not believe that she should remain living with Amy Hudson as she has for the past, I believe the testimony was 3 years?
I don't think so. Not from her past behavior.
Okay. So what concerns you about her past behavior?
Well, when she was still married to Scott, he came by my house and he asked me if I knew where Amy was at. And I says, well, I assumed she was at work. And he says, no, I just went by Walmart. She's not there. And Amy had disappeared for about a week.
Now, this was, you said, when she was still with Scott. Is that Scotty Murphy?
Yes, this is before Abigail was married. I mean, before Abigail was born, and while she was married to Scott. Yes.
Okay, well, let's not go into things that happened before Abigail was born. We're here to talk
Okay.
about what's best
Well-
for Abigail, so let's address things while she was around.
Okay. Well, like I said, around the end of 2017, she just walked away from Abigail.
Okay, so that was about
Well,
seven
I've changed
years
since
ago?
then.
Wait, no, ma'am, Miss Amy Hudson, we don't interrupt.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Mr. Benishek.
All right, for Ms. Sherry Hudson, so that was about 7 years ago?
Abigail was walking. She was just toddling around, but I believe it was at the end of 2017. Yes.
Okay. And Abigail is now 8 years old and going to be 9, I believe, in November?
Yes.
Okay. All right, Your Honor. And just to be sure and for completeness sake, there was also a non-disclosure order for your information. That is your address, your phone number, and identifying information like that, keeping that information out of the order. Would you like that non-disclosure order to continue?
I couldn't care less if somebody knows where I live or not.
Okay.
I'm not
I'll pass.
hiding. I'm not hiding.
I'll pass.
I couldn't care less whether somebody knows where I'm living or not, as long as they're bringing me pizza. That is sort of how I feel right now. I want pizza so bad. Isn't this this is a crazy case too. What is going on? How did this even get in front of the court?
The witness, Judge.
All right. Miss Amy Hudson, do you have any questions for Miss Sherry Hudson?
I do.
Okay. Go ahead. Ask your question.
Okay. How come Abigail is with me and Jeff, and she is fully taken care of here now in Lubbock? If I want to make have her call you, will that make any difference?
Okay. Let's not. That's not really would that make any difference in what? Whether she calls, the issue is what's in the best interest of the child. So,
Because my daughter is happy here. I don't want to take the
Okay,
happiness
ma'am.
away from my daughter.
like, I know, again, do you have any questions for Miss Sherry Hudson? It's okay
How-
if you, I'm sorry, what?
Her health wise.
Okay. Go ahead and you want to ask about her health?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Ask about her health.
Your diabetes. Doctors.
My
That's not-
diabetes, 100.
That's not-
I'm a
Hold
diabetic
on.
too.
Wait.
Oh,
Miss Amy Hudson,
Okay.
that is not a question. Do you have a question for her?
Let
You
me
can
think.
say-
I'm sorry.
You can say no if you don't have any questions.
No.
All right. Miss Sherry Hudson, you've testified about
Yes.
things that happened in the past, but at some point you returned this child to her mother. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you have not done anything to try to get the child back since either 2021 or 2022, whenever the child went to live with Miss Hudson. Is that correct? Miss Amy Hudson, is that correct?
That's correct. While they
Yeah.
they were living here in
Ma'am?
Levelland, they wouldn't let me to go see them. Yes,
Okay, but you were the conservator and you did not do anything to get the child back in your possession. Is that correct?
that's correct. I wasn't allowed
All right.
to.
And why is it that you don't think it's in the best interest of the child to stay currently with Miss Hudson? I'm not talking, Miss Amy Hudson. I'm not talking about things that happened in the past, but what is it that you're currently concerned about?
Me?
Yes, no, Miss
Yeah.
Sherry Hudson.
Me. I'm just worried that I know she'll be brought up, but how will she be brought up? I was treated roughly, and I would hate it for her to learn that.
You were treated roughly by whom?
What I mean by that was I was treated like a child, even though I was 60 years old or whatever. I was treated like a child. I was talked down to, and I wouldn't want her to learn those attributes, to treat people like that.
Okay, but you don't know whether that's occurring or not.
I do not know that, no ma'am. I just know how I was treated.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else from any party?
Nothing from us, Your Honor.
No,
What about, did you go into health coverage, Mr. Bunishek?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was covered already by Mr. Murphy's agreements. Ms. Amy Hudson, what kind of health insurance does Abigail have right now?
Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Okay. And who do you have that insurance through? Is that through your employer?
It'll be through my husband's employer.
Okay.
We're fixing to switch insurance.
Okay, I think you're right. That was mentioned in the prior agreement with Mr. Murphy, but so you want to, Ms. Hudson would be Amy Hudson, you and your husband are going to cover the child through a private plan through his employer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. And let me ask you one more question, Ms. Hudson. Do you, are you concerned if Mr. Murphy were to, if the court were to order some visitation? I doubt that he can visit, but would you be concerned if he wanted to see the child? Would there be an issue with that?
I don't want him to, no, ma'am.
Why not?
I mean, he hasn't seen her, and she doesn't know him, and I don't want to interrupt that, interfere with her.
In a what?
Because she's already got a father figure in front of her, which is my husband Jeff. She sees him as daddy. She doesn't know Scott.
Well, I understand, but Scott's her biological father, and fathers do have rights to their children.
I understand that, but he hasn't seen her. He hasn't. There's no way to He hasn't. There's no. He can't contact me. I mean, if he wants to see her down the road, that's fine. I have no objections to that.
Okay. Well, it would be, he would have to make an effort to do it for sure.
Oh yes, yes. Can I make a statement?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I know my mother was brought up roughly, and I know that, and I've seen that. We're not raising her that way. We don't put her down. We're not raising her roughly.
Okay.
We don't do that.
That's fine. All right.
She's been brought up. Sorry.
Okay. All right. Okay. Give me just a second. Okay.
All right. And Your Honor, before you make your ruling, I'm going back a bit, but I think if I recall correctly at the last hearing that Mr. Murphy had stated on the record he didn't want to have contact with the child.
Do you have that in your notes?
I don't have it in my notes. I'm going purely by memory. I don't.
Okay. I
Yeah.
don't have it in my notes, so I
Yeah.
don't know.
Oh, well, while she checks on that, let's do our little close up. Let's talk about this because this is our last case for tonight. Can you guys believe that it's Thursday? Coming on Friday? Coming on Friday. That sounds like a porn, doesn't it? Coming on Friday. Your girl Friday. Where's Paisley's brain at? Anyways, coming on to Friday, right on Friday's face. Friday, if you will. We have lots to do this weekend and this week. I know, what the fuck is wrong with my brain? I haven't eaten all day. I literally just ate these Thai strawberries. You saw me eat them. Per sack individual, 137 calories. Not enough. Not enough. Not enough. I'm thinking about walking for pizza. Maybe that's the way it will be. But then I'll get there and I'll say pizza or groceries. Anyways, so the case, let's just sum it up. Grandma had managing conservatorship, which indicates that at one point in time, mom was unstable and gave custody to grandma. But grandma wasn't with it enough to continue that because she had conservatorship and she didn't assert it. And so, to whose ever fault that is, the reality is that the child's been with mother for years consistently. It would be out of pocket. Judge,
All right.
No,
After hearing.
No, I'm not done yet. It would be out of pocket for grandma to get custody now. She's bitter. She already, and I don't think the woman realized it, but she did a very good job of cross-examining her, not beating a dead horse, but really just getting down to the nuts and bolts of it. Her question about her health was actually well placed. She's saying, if not her, if not the mother, then who? Obviously the grandmother wants to step in, but is she capable of doing that? She's asking about the health. I actually think that it was well intentioned, honestly, and if she has such questions, I think she should be calling CPS. I think what happened is she probably got this modification in the mail from the AG's office when they were already doing something to do with whatever, and then she sort of latched onto it. That's allegedly my opinion. Also, Mikey asked a poll today about pizza. I want to extrapolate on that. Is cheese pizza real pizza, or is that a kid's version? Personally, I like cheese pizza. I can get a cheese pizza all day long, every single day. In fact, that's what made me fat. But no, that's not. It's cheese alone. It's cheese alone. Provolone. Not just cheese alone.
The evidence in this case, the court is going to find that the conservatorship should be modified and that Miss Amy Lynn Hudson should be named the sole managing conservator of the child before the court today. Miss Amy Hudson will have the exclusive right to determine the primary residence of the child and may do so without regard to geographic location. I did find in my notes that Mr. Murphy indicated he did not want to be a conservator of the child. So therefore, since he is not a conservator, I will find that he has no right to visit with the child, and I will not order any visitation for Mr. Murphy in this case. I do find that all the other issues have been resolved in this case, including the arrears for Miss Hudson, Miss Amy Hudson, and for Mr. Murphy, and that he agreed to a certain amount of a payout. Hopefully you have that written down, Mr. Bunishek.
Yes, Your Honor. I have $15 for the
Yes.
child support arrears and $5 for the medical support arrears.
And
I'm sorry, what? Did you hear what that was? This woman, I think, really didn't want her ex to be involved in this kid's life, and she really did give him away, let him off with $5 and $15. Have we ever heard of an arrearage? Does somebody feel like throwing down a 20 and covering my pizza? I mean, his child support arrearage?
I will find that he appeared at a prior hearing and indicated he had no income and agreed to no child support or cash medical support to being ordered against him. I will find it would be in the best interest of the child for Miss Amy Hudson to keep the child enrolled in a private medical insurance plan through another source, that being another source other than Miss Hudson's own insurance plan. And that there will be no cash medical reimbursement due to the fact that Mr. Murphy's only income is SSI. I'm going to waive court cost in this case because Mr. Murphy is indigent and has no ability to pay court cost, and I won't order it since Miss Amy Lynn Hudson is a conservator and Miss Sherry Lynn Hudson has been a previous conservator and customers of the Attorney General's office. I don't feel that I'm able to order court cost against any party. I will make it the non-disclosure finding for both Miss Amy Lynn Hudson and Miss Sherry Lynn Hudson's address and identifying information and that of the child. None of that will be included in the order as it would otherwise be required by law. Have I left anything out, Mr. Bunishek?
I believe that's all of our issues, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you both for being here. Miss Sherry Hudson, I understand you are concerned, but I can only rule on the evidence that is before me today. And I don't find anything to show that it would not be in the best interest of the child to continue living with Miss Amy Hudson. It appears that she's living there and doing well in school, according to the testimony. Miss Amy Hudson, it's always good for the child to have as much family as possible, as long as that family is not destructive to them. So if, it's up to you, but it might benefit the child. You might consider whether it would benefit the child to have a relationship with her grandmother, because that might be something that's important to her as she grows up. All right. Every party to before the associate judge is entitled to a new or de novo hearing in front of the referring court. The new or de novo hearing must be requested in writing. The request must be filed within 3 days of the notice of the substance of my ruling and served on the other parties to this action. It must specify what issues will be heard by the referring court. The referring court will set a hearing within 30 days of the request for the de novo, but the requesting party must obtain a setting from the court. If one party asks for a new hearing, any other party may ask for one within 3 days of the initial request. Nobody asks for a new hearing. My order becomes an order of the referring court by operation of law.
And she cut herself off. It looks like I could make some good pizza in this kitchen. I wish this was my kitchen right now. My kitchen isn't bad right now, but it's not quite, you know, a pizza kitchen. Brian and Kimmy, I love it. First of all, oh, sorry. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate that so much. You're so sweet. But selfishly, I will be using that for me and not to pay off his child support. I'm a terrible YouTuber. One day somebody will screen grab that and be like, look at the grift she runs. No, I'm joking. I appreciate each and every one of you. You're all so sweet. That was a sad case, but I thought it was interesting. Didn't you think it was interesting? Something strange living in the jar in the top right. I think those are chili peppers. I think the person living here, me, I think I grew peppers last year and dried them. You can see I hung some to dry over here. And yes, loud, we are Finn. I don't have guys in the truck. And I don't give a fuck. So it will just be me saying goodbye. And you know what? We will get more for you, Wahoo. That's my job. That's my job. Those are rabbits. Oh, you guys are so funny. Why does anyone need that many cutting boards? There's 4, 5. 5 with an, you know, if somebody has 5 cutting boards, there's an approximate 3 that are dirty. So we're looking at an 8 cutting board situation here. Yeah. Also, doesn't that cup look like a big pill bottle? Is my brain just weird? But I thought that was a pill bottle. It's like, why does their pill bottle have a handle? Also, what is this? Is this a lamp? And pasta? I don't know what this is either. So much to do. So little time to do it in. We'll be back tomorrow, don't you worry. We come back every single day. Can you believe that? If you check, I have streamed every single fucking day this summer, including twice on most Sundays. That's because I love you guys. Remember that. I love you. I'm proud of you. And I will see you in the next video. I said bye.
Ways down in red.